Welcome back. So we're going to continue from where we stopped in the last video, and in this video we're going to be looking at two things. The first one is to show you how to display formatting codes, and also to show you how to use your ruler, how to make use of your ruler. And I'm still going to use the document we've been using for our exercise. And for you to display the formatting codes, it's very simple to do. All you need to do is to go to the Home tab, then you go to your click Home tab, then you come to your paragraph group and see paragraph group. So right here you come to this particular tool or command. Alright, can you see show or hide? So this particular command you're looking at here will show paragraph marks and other hidden formatting symbols. So it's especially useful, look at it, for advanced layout tasks. So this is not always necessary when you're working on Microsoft Word. As you can see, it's useful for advanced layout tasks. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like for you to have an idea. So click this now, and if you look at the document now, you observe that there are dots, all over the document, and we can see this particular symbol showing, at the end of every paragraph. So I'm going to show you an implication of each of these characters. We call them non-printing characters. So when you print your document, these ones will not show, the dots will not show, except for full stops. Alright, the dots will not show, and this paragraph character will not show as well. Okay, so now let me show you the implication of each of them, what they stand for. So wherever you see dot, it represents every time you press spacebar. So every time you press your spacebar key, you're going to have this dot. Okay, so let's demonstrate it. I'm going to move to another paragraph. As you can see, this other one represents paragraph. Okay, so every time you press your enter key, you're going to have this symbol. Don't forget I said pressing enter key on your keyboard means you want another paragraph, if you can still remember. So right now I'm going to type something. Let me type disco. Can you see? By pressing spacebar, I have the dot. As spacebar, can you see that dot? Resumed. So if you look at it very well, those dots are different from the full stop. Full stop is always at the bottom, but the dots are at the middle, if you look at them very well. Okay, so there's one more thing that I want to show you. Alright, and that is the tab character. So this particular arrow that you're looking at here is what we call tab character, this arrow. Okay, so how do you generate that? I've just deleted it. I just hit enter key. Let me go back. From here, at the end of disco has resumed, I press enter key. Alright, then on your keyboard you see tab key, T-A-B. Alright, so when you press that key, it shifts your margin to the right. Sorry, it shifts your insertion point to the right. Okay. So you're going to have that symbol come out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why wherever you see that, you know that it's representing tab. So it's a tab character. So you need to understand that. So I want to believe that this is clear. So you now know what formatting codes are. So you know the paragraph character, you know the dots that are representing the space bar. Then you know the right arrow key that is representing your tabs. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you, if you don't want them again, you want to put it off, you come back to your home tab, paragraph group, then the same symbol, you're going to click it again and everything is going to go. Don't forget that I said that none of those things will show when you print your document. They are just for advanced layout. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how to make use of your ruler. All right, so how do you get your ruler? We currently have a ruler here. As you can see, we have the vertical and the horizontal ruler, and by default the measurement is, the unit of the measurement is always in inches, but you can modify that if you don't want it to be in inches, which I'm going to show you shortly. Okay, so we currently have these rulers showing already, but we can disable them. Okay, so how do you achieve that? You go to view, your view tab, then under show group, you're going to see ruler, grid lines, navigation pane. Okay, so if I disable this now, you're going to see that those rulers are no longer showing. So if you have your interface not showing the ruler, you know what to do to bring the ruler now. So if you see any Microsoft Word interface that doesn't have ruler, you know how to bring it up. So you just come to view tab and you select ruler and it's going to show. So I don't believe that is clear enough. So the next one, there is the grid lines. This only draws a kind of grid lines around your document, your text. Okay, so the margin is going to be left out of it, but your work area is going to be filled with the grid lines. So some people use it to do some measurements and all that. Okay, but if you don't need it, you take it out. How do you do that? You disable. As you can see, ruler is marked. It means ruler is active now. But if you don't want it again, you can disable it. If you want it back, you enable it. You can enable this. If you don't want it again, you remove it. Then the last one is navigation pane, and this helps you to navigate through your documents. When you have a page like this, you may not really have any problem in moving around within the document, because the text is not much. But when you have let's say 800 pages of a document, just 800 pages in one document, and now you're trying to look for a particular section of your document, it won't be easy scrolling through 800 pages of your document. So that's what navigation does for you. The navigation pane helps you to type the keyword you're looking for, and it's going to ease your navigation within the document. As you can see, you can search by headings, by pages, and by results. Okay, so these are things that you can do with your navigation pane. So let's say, for example, I'm looking for the word always. I'm just going to type it here. And as you can see, it has highlighted where always is for me on this document. Okay, so that's what your navigation pane does. Okay, so I think that's that about it. If you don't want it again, you disable it, or you can close here. You see that after closing, it's no longer showing. So that's that about that. I think I've been able to pass across a very serious information to you. So I don't think you should have any issue bringing out the ruler and all that. Now, I talked about the unit of measurement of your ruler, and I said by default it comes in inches. So how do you now modify it? So you come to the file menu, then you see options. So we want to look at word options. Now this particular word options dialog box gives you access to the settings of your Word application. You can determine how your Word application is going to be, behaving with this particular dialog box. So you can do your settings. This is General tab, for example. And now the first thing here says User Interface Options. How you want your user interface to look. This is going to determine that. Okay. As you can see, show mini toolbar on selection. So every time you make a selection, I've taught you how to make selections. So every time you make a selection, you'll notice that a mini toolbar is going to come out showing you that is it one of these that you want to do. Don't forget that I said that when you make a selection, you are telling your Word application that, henceforth, any action I take should only affect this particular text that I've selected. That's what selection does. So when you now have show mini toolbar on selection, it means a toolbar is going to come out. Okay, so is it one of these that you want to do to this particular selected text? Okay, so that's what this does. Then you have a live preview that shows you a preview of how a feature affects the document as you hover around it. Okay, so update document content while dragging. This shows you how the document content will look as objects are moved, resized, or rotated. So you can play around all this and you're going to see the effects on your document. Okay, so look at screen tip style. You'll notice that if I want to know the meaning of a particular tool, I want to know what it does. All I need to do is to point my mouse pointer to it. When I point to it, it gives me the description of that tool or that feature. As you can see, this is what makes it possible. Show feature descriptions in screen tips. So when the screen tip comes, it's going to show descriptions. But if I don't want that, I can say don't show feature descriptions. Okay? I can say don't show screen tips at all. Don't even show it. But I can show screen tips, but without showing the feature descriptions. But I can also show the screen tips with feature descriptions. So these are things that you will have to decide. So you do it as it suits you. So you can check all the tabs as well. Display, you see different things there. These are the marks I was showing you the other time. Can you see tab characters? The formatting codes or marks that I was trying to show you. Look at spaces. This ... I showed you. Look at paragraph marks. So if you have hidden text, this is what you're going to have there. Optional hyphens, this is what you're going to have there. Object anchors and things like that. So these are things that you can enable here. So if you say always show these formatting marks on the screen, this is where you're going to enable them, and every time you're typing, those things will be showing. Okay, so you need to understand that. Proving, you can make your changes here to suit whatever you desire. Save. These are settings around your savings and all that. So you need to understand that. But where I'm going is advanced. And under advanced, I'm going to display section. Display. So I'm going to scroll down to where I have display. Okay, look at display here. So this is the display section, and I want to check for the measurement in units. Can you see that? So can you see it's in inches, but I can change it to centimeters, millimeters, points, or picas. So depending on what I want. So let's say, for example, I'm changing it to centimeters. I'll say OK. You'll notice that this ruler has changed to centimeter ruler. Okay. But I can always go back to change it by going back to File, Options. Then I go back to Advanced. Then I'll scroll down to where I have Display section, which is this, and I'm going to go back to change this to inches. Inches is one common measurement unit that people use, and you need to understand that. So I'm going to do that. So that is how to modify that, and I'm sure you've learned something new from there. And you should try as much as possible to play around all these things you're learning as well for you to master it. It's not enough for you to just follow what I do. Do it alone. Do it again and again and master it. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.